So this camera right here is smaller than your thumb, but somehow it shoots 4K video, stabilizes your footage, and can literally stick to your chest, your hat, or even your car. This is the Insta360 Go Ultra, and it might be one of the weirdest, but also one of the most useful cameras you can buy right now. But here's the real question. Is this just a gimmick, or is it actually worth your money? Let's find out. All right, first things first, what is the Insta360 Go Ultra? It's basically a tiny wearable action camera designed for capturing moments instantly without overthinking it. Unlike a GoPro or a bigger camera, this thing is built for hands-free shooting. You don't necessarily need to frame up your shot, even though you can. You don't set up a tripod, you simply press record and go. And that's really the whole idea behind it, convenience over everything else. So let's talk about the design, because this is where things get kind of crazy. This thing is tiny, like properly tiny. It weighs just 53 grams. That's about the same weight as a smartwatch. And the camera itself measures roughly 46 by 46 millimeters. You can completely cover it with one hand. And because of that, you can basically mount it anywhere, on your chest, on your hat, on your bike, or even magnetically to any surfaces that you may have, like this metal shelf right here. That magnetic mounting system is honestly one of the biggest selling points of this camera. It just makes everything effortless when it comes to shooting video. And that's just the camera itself, but you've also got the action pod. This adds a touchscreen, extra battery, and wireless controls. Now with the pod attached, the whole thing still only weighs 108 grams, and that's lighter than most phones these days.
Hey, I just wanted to cut in here. I've got a bit of a cold today, as you can probably hear, but I'm doing some editing on the Insta360 Go Ultra, and Lewis has made some incredible LUTs for this camera. What we noticed with this camera is that it films some great shots, but if you really want to get the best out of it, maybe you want to make it look more cinematic, or you want it to match other cameras that you may have, you're going to want to try out these Editor's Keys LUTs we've designed specifically for this camera. So check out some of these LUTs that we've got. They really transform the footage from looking slightly digital, almost phone-like, to actually looking like something cinematic, something that you'd actually want to use for your videos. Now using these is super easy. Simply film in iLog, drag your footage into Premiere, Final Cut, CapCut, your program of choice, and then drag and drop a LUT on top of the footage, and then you'll get shots just like this. So if you want to grab your LUTs, I'll put a link in the description below, and let us know what you think of them.
So let's talk about the features. This is where the Go Ultra starts to feel really smart in my opinion. First up, stabilization. Even though this thing is tiny, you wouldn't think it would have any stabilization at all. It actually has 3 levels of flow state stabilization to smooth out your footage. So whether you're walking, running, or cycling, your clips actually come out surprisingly usable. And with 360-degree horizon lock, everything stays perfectly level no matter what. So then there's the shoot first, frame later feature, which lets you reframe your video after recording. And that's pretty huge in my opinion, because with a camera this small, you're not always going to get a perfect angle, especially if you're attaching it to things as you go about your day. You can even shoot in free frame mode as well. This captures more of the sensor so you can decide between landscape and portrait after the fact. And this is something that we've talked about for quite a while on this channel. Cameras now with open gate, that ability to frame after the shoot. And that's super handy, especially if you are sticking it in weird scenarios like on the side of cars and things, because you don't want to keep getting out of your car, for example, and moving the camera around to get it perfect. Plonk it on the side of something and you've got the shot. The camera also has voice control, a quick capture button, audio editing in the app, and wireless controls from the action pod. It's honestly designed to make filming feel effortless, and I'm going to keep saying this throughout this, but it's amazing something this small has all of these features. Even some of our bigger cameras like the Sony, for example, it's a bit of a faff when you want to control it in any other way. The apps don't work that well. The app for this works really well, and the action pod works flawlessly. Now let's talk about the most important thing, and that's of course video quality. And honestly, I think it's pretty impressive for the size. The Go Ultra has a 1/1.28-inch sensor. That's 221% larger than the previous Go 3S. It's also paired with a 5nm AI chip, and in basic terms, that means a lot more light can come in, a lot more detail, and much better processing of your video. In good lighting, footage is sharp, colorful, and seriously smooth. There's also a built-in ambient light sensor, a first for the Go series, which does real-time color calibrations and eliminates flickering, which genuinely helps in tricky lighting situations. And again, it's just something that you don't need to think about when you're filming. Now, let's be real. This camera is not going to be replacing my Sony ZV-E1 mirrorless camera. It's not really meant to. But what we found is shots within 30 centimeters don't work so well. So if you're doing that style of vlogging right up to the lens or doing really, close up shots of your food, this isn't probably the camera for you. And while low light is much improved over previous models, a bigger camera will still, of course, beat it. But don't think of it like this in those sort of raw terms. This isn't a filmmaker's camera. It's a camera for capturing moments, for capturing B-roll with another camera, or a camera to take with you on the go on your holidays. A camera that never misses a beat and can just slip into any pocket. Okay, so let's talk about battery life. The standalone camera on its own gives you 70 minutes on a full charge when shooting in 4K. Now, that sounds modest, but it fits the way this camera is designed to be used. Short bursts, not marathon sessions. But what you can do is clip in the camera to the action pod, and that jumps up to 200 minutes, over 3 hours of recording time. That's genuinely impressive for a camera of this size. Now, when you do run out, the fast charge system also takes you from 0 to 80% in around 12 minutes. So honestly, you're never really stuck for long. When we were using the camera, just driving between where we were going to shoot next, we could plug it in for a couple of minutes and the camera was fully charged again. There's also no built-in storage on this model, unlike the previous Go 3S, so you'll need a micro SD card. But that also means you can just swap cards and keep shooting all day, which is a fair trade. So here's where this camera actually shines. We've all been using this camera here at Editor's Keys, and we think it really shines for use in real life. Now, what I mean by that is it's perfect for POV content, travel clips, daily vlogging, and social media. It really is just one of those cameras that you actually use because it's just so easy to use. It's not a faff. You can, as I say, pop it in your pocket and just carry it around with you. In fact, a lot of people end up capturing more moments with this than the bigger cameras we've found. I mean, the shots that you've seen throughout this video are shots that we would not usually get with our big cameras. We just wouldn't be able to, or would be extremely worried about dropping the camera. This works because this camera is just always ready to go. And that's kind of the magic of this camera. Okay, so pros and cons. What did the team here at Editor's Keys think of this camera after we put it through its paces? Well, the positives are really hard to argue with. It's insanely small and lightweight at just 53 grams, so it's super easy to use. The stabilization is genuinely great for its size. The magnetic mounting is brilliant for just everyday moments. I just love that you can pretty much stick it anywhere. And the battery life, especially with the action pod, is far better than you would expect for a tiny camera like this. But it's not absolutely perfect. The standalone battery is only 70 minutes, which can feel a little bit limiting if you happen to forget the pod. Low light performance is improved, but it's still behind bigger cameras if you are planning to use it at night. And audio is just okay. It's good enough to get you by, but you can connect, obviously, external microphones if you want to. Now, there's no built-in storage, so you do need to remember to take a micro SD card with you. And there are just a few things that we had to think about as a team, and I think we all agreed about the pros and cons on this camera. Now, one thing we found as a team was that it was a little bit easy to start recording if you accidentally touched the front of the screen. When you came back into the edit, we all had a few extra little clips here and there. Not a deal breaker, but just something to think about. Rob found that the dedicated bike mount wasn't the best fit for the camera's size. So you may want a more secure option for mountain biking. If you're just driving or pedaling in and out of work, it's probably okay. But anything more, you may need something a little more dedicated. And also this square mount was surprisingly tricky to use. We kept accidentally pressing record when attaching it. So the big question, is the Insta360 Go Ultra worth it? At £449, honestly, I think it depends on what you want. If you're looking for the very best video quality, then of course, I don't think this camera is it. But if you want a camera that's always with you, super fun to use, packs a seriously capable sensor into something the size of a smartwatch, and actually captures moments effortlessly, then yeah, this thing is kind of brilliant, and Lucien has already gone out and bought this camera. So if you enjoyed this video, drop us a like and a subscribe, and let us know in the comment section below, what would you use this camera for? Do you have any questions about this camera? Because we are thinking of doing a few more videos on this. So let us know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.